The bold and the beautiful. Liam's brain tumor crisis leads to shocking reunion with his supposedly deceased mother as Liam Spencer faces his mortality with a dire brain tumor diagnosis. A bombshell revelation is about to rock the bold and the beautiful universe. The mother Liam believed died years ago is actually alive and preparing for a dramatic hospital reunion with both her dying son and his father, Bill Spencer. This unexpected family reunion amidst Liam's health crisis promises to deliver some of the most emotional scenes in the soap's recent history. Liam's devastating brain tumor diagnosis. Liam Spencer's world came crashing down when he was diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor. What started as concerning symptoms, fainting spells, and severe headaches led to a collapse at his father's mansion that Steffi Forster Finnegan witnessed. After being rushed to the hospital, Liam received the devastating news from Dr. John Finnegan, Dr. Bridget Forster, and Dr. Grace Buckingham that he has an aggressive, inoperable mass on his brain. Despite being surrounded by some of Los Angeles' finest medical minds, Liam has been given no hope for recovery. The medical team has been surprisingly passive about treatment options, offering no radiation therapy or experimental procedures to shrink the tumor. This unusual medical approach has left many fans questioning whether there's more to this storyline than meets the eye. Recent test results have only worsened Liam's prognosis. Dr. Grace Buckingham delivered crushing news that the tumor is growing much faster than anticipated, severely limiting Liam's remaining time. The rapid progression has forced Liam to make difficult decisions about how to spend his final days and who to tell about his condition. Initially, Liam chose to keep his diagnosis secret, similar to how Eric Forster handled his own health crisis last year. However, Steffi discovered the truth and subsequently informed Hope Logan about Liam's condition. This revelation has created an emotional powder keg as those closest to Liam struggle to process the likelihood of losing him forever. Kelly Hopkins, the mother who never died. For years, bold and the beautiful viewers believed Kelly Hopkins, Liam's mother, had died from breast cancer before Liam arrived in Los Angeles in 2010. This backstory has been an integral part of Liam's character development, shaping his relationships and explaining his sometimes insecure attachment style with both Hope and Steffi. However, recent episodes have hinted at a shocking truth: Kelly Hopkins never died. According to emerging storylines, she deliberately disappeared from Liam's life, creating an elaborate deception that has lasted for over 15 years. This revelation creates a seismic shift in Liam's personal history and raises profound questions about the woman who raised him only to abandon him under false pretenses. Kelly's relationship with Bill Spencer dates back to the late 1980s and early 1990s, described as intense but ultimately destructive. When she became pregnant with Liam, she made the conscious decision to keep the pregnancy secret from Bill, believing his ruthless ambition and notorious infidelities made him an unsuitable father. She raised Liam alone, maintaining the deception until Liam eventually sought out his father on his own. It was at this point that Kelly apparently staged her death and vanished completely. A mother's desperate return. According to recent spoilers, Kelly Hopkins will soon make her first physical appearance in the show's history. After learning of her son's terminal diagnosis through unknown channels, Kelly decides she cannot remain in hiding while Liam faces death. Her return is motivated by maternal love that has apparently never faded despite her prolonged absence. Kelly's return creates a complex emotional dilemma. While she abandoned Liam years ago, allowing him to believe she had died, she now faces the prospect of actually losing her son forever. This paradox, same mother who faked her death, now confronting her son's actual mortality, creates powerful dramatic tension that the show is preparing to explore. The timing of Kelly's return raises interesting questions. Some speculate she may possess critical medical information that could potentially save Liam's life. Perhaps her disappearance was connected to specialized medical research or access to experimental treatments that mainstream medicine doesn't yet recognize. If this proves true, Kelly's return might not just be about emotional closure, but could represent Liam's only hope for survival. The hospital confrontation. Kelly meets Bill. The emotional centerpiece of this unfolding drama will be Kelly Hopkins' arrival at the hospital, where she will not only reunite with her dying son, but also inevitably encounter Bill Spencer. This meeting represents the collision of past and present, as former lovers who parted under bitter circumstances must now face each other in the context of their son's terminal illness. For Bill Spencer, this meeting will be particularly jarring. Having believed Kelly died years ago, he will suddenly confront not just a ghost from his past, but also the realization that Kelly deliberately kept Liam from him and staged her own death to maintain that separation. Given Bill's notorious temper and controlling nature, this revelation will likely trigger an explosive reaction. The hospital setting adds another layer of tension to this reunion. With Liam critically ill and possibly semi-conscious, Kelly and Bill may be forced to set aside their decades-old animosity for their son's sake. Yet the unresolved issues between them, Bill's past infidelities, Kelly's deception, create a powder keg of emotions that threatens to explode even in this somber environment. The Spencer family dynamic shattered. Bill and Liam's relationship has been strained in recent months. Their last significant interaction ended in a heated argument where Bill essentially kicked Liam out of his house. Shortly afterward, Liam collapsed, leading to his current medical crisis. The father-son tension adds another complex dimension to Kelly's return. For Bill Spencer, Kelly's reappearance represents not just the shock of seeing a former lover he believed dead, but also confronting a massive deception that robbed him of years with his son. Despite his many flaws, Bill has consistently demonstrated fierce love for his children, making Kelly's actions a profound betrayal from his perspective. The dynamic between the three Spencers, Bill, Liam, and the newly returned Kelly will create a fascinating triangle. Each character brings significant emotional baggage to this reunion. Liam's feelings of abandonment by his mother, Bill's anger over Kelly's deception, and Kelly's complex reasons for maintaining her elaborate lie for 15 years. Hope and Steffi, caught in the emotional crossfire. Liam's complicated romantic history with both Hope Logan and Steffi Forrester Finnegan adds another layer to this unfolding drama. Both women have recently learned of Liam's terminal diagnosis and have temporarily set aside their rivalry to support him. The arrival of Liam's supposedly deceased mother will add further emotional complications. Hope has been particularly affected by Liam's diagnosis, as recent events had pointed toward a possible reconciliation between them. When Kelly Hopkins arrives, Hope will need to process not just her grief over Liam's condition, but also the shocking revelation about his mother. Similarly, Steffi, who discovered Liam after his collapse and has been one of the few people aware of his diagnosis, must now incorporate Kelly's return into her already fragile emotional state. Both women will likely have questions for Kelly. Why did she fake her death? Why reappear now? Could she have information that might save Liam? Their protective instincts toward Liam may create tension with Kelly, who abandoned him years ago only to return at the most vulnerable moment of his life. Is there hope for a miracle? The most tantalizing possibility in this unfolding storyline is whether Kelly Hopkins might hold the key to Liam's survival. Multiple sources suggest that despite the current dire prognosis, Liam may ultimately survive his brain tumor. This potential recovery may be directly connected to Kelly's return. One theory gaining traction is that Kelly has been involved in experimental medical research during her years of absence. Perhaps her decision to fake her death was connected to this work, creating the possibility that she now possesses knowledge or access to treatments that could save her son's life. This would create a powerful redemption arc for the character, transforming her from abandoning mother to literal lifesaver. Another possibility is that Kelly herself may be a medical match for Liam in some crucial way, perhaps as a donor for an experimental procedure. This would create a scenario where the mother who once abandoned her son must now make a physical sacrifice to save his life, adding another layer of emotional complexity to the reunion. Beyond survival, the changed Liam Spencer. Even if Liam survives this medical crisis, whether through Kelly's intervention or some other miracle, the bold and the beautiful appears to be setting up a significant character transformation. Multiple sources indicate that brain surgery or tumor-related pressure could fundamentally alter Liam's personality. Scott Clifton, who portrays Liam, has hinted at major developments ahead, stating in an interview that Bradley Bell is not asterisk and $% ing around with this storyline. This suggests that regardless of whether Liam survives, viewers should expect profound changes to this character they've known for 15 years. The potential personality shift could transform Liam from his typically sweet, indecisive self into someone darker and more aggressive, perhaps more like his father Bill. This would create fascinating new dynamics with everyone in Liam's life, from Hope and Steffi to his own family members. A dark Liam emerging from this medical crisis would significantly shake up the show's established character dynamics. Conclusion: family reunions amid crisis. As the bold and the beautiful moves forward with this emotional storyline, the unexpected return of Kelly Hopkins during Liam's medical crisis promises to deliver powerful drama. The hospital reunion between mother, son, and father represents the convergence of past secrets and present crisis, a quintessential soap opera moment 15 years in the making. Whether Kelly's return signals hope for Liam's recovery or simply provides emotional closure in his final days remains to be seen. What's clear is that this revelation fundamentally reshapes what viewers thought they knew about Liam Spencer's history and opens new narrative possibilities for the character, regardless of whether he survives his brain tumor. For longtime fans of the bold and the beautiful, this storyline offers the perfect blend of medical drama, family secrets, and emotional reunions that have defined the show throughout its run. As Kelly Hopkins finally steps out of the shadows and into her son's hospital room, viewers can expect tears, revelations, and perhaps even a miracle that no one except perhaps a mother who never truly left could have anticipated.